Welcome to About a Song with Smith and Calvert,
a 12-episode weekly video podcast where we play one of our songs, talk about how it was written, songwriting, and life.
Hope you enjoy.
Wrap your arms around me like a blanket, a suit of armor protecting me. These are strange days, like I've never seen. I will lean on you, lean on me. I will lean on you, lean on me. A father and a son, a sister and a mother, though apart, ever connected, searching for footholds on the face of this mountain. You are my lifeline, once neglected. These days blend together through the looking glass where time seems to bend. Hold tight to one another. This is our defense. Cried out from the shop. I cried out from the shop. These days blend together through the looking glass where time seems to be. Hold tight to one another. This is our defense. These days blend together through the looking glass where time seems to bend. Hold tight to one another. This is our defense. This is our defense. Hi, this is Michael Smith.
And my name is Leah Calvert. Welcome to the third installment of Smith and Calvert About a Song.
So if you made it this far, you just heard us do Our Defense, which is one of our songs. We're going to talk all about that. But first, Leah, why don't you tell us about this new libation you brought us this evening?
Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. It was pretty good. It's a little dry. Kind of like I like wines. Yeah, I like light reds.
Yeah, it's kind of a light red. It's dark in color. You know, I tend to like really big reds. And this one, when I first drank, I was like, I'm not sure if I don't like it, but
glass like American. He likes American.
I just like big wines. But a glass and a half, it's really nice. It's one that kind of grows on you, so I'm a fan. I said no more. We're not going to go too deep into the wine,
deep.
Let's jump into the song.
Yeah. So the song tonight, Our Defense, was written primarily by Michael. It's only about 60 days old or so, and written primarily about the experience of being kind of away with our families.
Yeah, so it's kind of a pandemic song. Yeah.
Last year.
That's right. So I think I was driving into work a few months ago, and this line came to my mind, wrap your love around me like a blanket. Now, when you're writing a song, a lot of times you get an idea and you have no clue what it means. And some people think you write a song with intention, and sometimes that happens, but more often than not, just something comes to your mind, you write it down and go back and look at it, and then maybe it's your subconscious talking to you and kind of making its way up, but you really don't know what it means. So I had to sit and look at it. So the full line I got was, wrap your love around me like a blanket, a suit of armor protecting me. And then I had to kind of go back and think, like, what does that actually mean to me, or what can I make that mean to me? I had an interesting, kind of a crazy thing happen. I mean, it's not really crazy, but it was just a very meaningful thing that happened to me earlier in the pandemic, when it was the most stressful time for me, which is like at the end of March, when we had no clue what was going on. And my work was nuts. And anyway, I was putting my 5-year-old son Griffin down for bed, and I was really stressed out, and I ended up just going and laying with him in bed and he went and kind of hugged me, and all of that stress just melted away for me for a time. And that's a moment that kind of stayed with me during all of this. And it was kind of a positive out of coronaviruses or COVID or whatever, the pandemic. It's like our family, we're spending more time with our families, more time with whoever we're bubbled with. And that can be a positive. And it stuck with me. And so then that's kind of where I decided to go with the song. I'm like, for me, that was what was something real that happened. And if you can write about something real that happened to you, songs happen faster and they're better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I started writing the chorus after we got to that point, and this idea, I was thinking, what is something universal everybody's feeling during all this, which is like, what you hear is like the days all blend together, everything's the same, it's like Groundhog Day. So these days blend together. But I got stuck, I didn't know where to go from that, and I kind of sent all of this to Leah, and she kind of finished off the chorus in a really cool way.
Yeah, fortunately, at the time, Eva and I my daughter, she's 5, we were reading Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. And my songwriter secret superhero power is fairy tales. So it's like you have this huge catalog of fairy tales in your mind, and which they're not just fairy tales, they're the myths, they're the legends, they're the things that almost any story is totally made of. I mean, the hero myth, Joseph Campbell, like all these things have enormous relevance to every single story that we tell in every single song. Anyway, so with Through the Looking Glass was just this great notion that you had sort of, already was just sort of adding to what you were already trying to talk about, which was that we have all these days blending together. We don't know what's what, but we do know that we have this one thing that we can always hold on to. And that was a really powerful sort of notion, because I think even like you look back at Alice in Wonderland, like she's this very strong character, and she's constantly being encouraged to just believe in herself. And if she just believes in herself, it doesn't really matter like what reality almost that you're living in, that, just believing in yourself and the things that are around you that, that you hold true to, which in her case, a lot of times are her friends, not necessarily her family, which is in our case this song.
Close people to her though.
Yeah, but the close people to her, and that really emboldens her to be the powerful person that she is in the story. So anyway, that sort of your tale sort of resonated with what I had been reading, and so they sort of coalesced. Which was neat.
And this is a great, interesting point. It's like when you're writing songs, there's this idea that you have to wait for, inspiration. That's not how it really works. Mm-hmm. You just have to find the stories that are happening in your life, and even if there's nothing important you think's happening, there are stories there. I was listening to an interesting podcast with Rick Rubin and Bon. I don't know if it's Iver or Ever or whatever.
Bon Iver.
Iver.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really cool to me because he was talking about writing his first album, and he just sat up in a cabin in Wisconsin, was writing a record, and he didn't have anything to do. He was like 22 years old, and he was watching Northern Exposure over and over and over again, the TV show. And he took a lot from that into his songs on that first record. But the funniest thing to me was, I guess Bon Iver is what they said in Northern Exposure in an episode when the first snow came.
Oh, interesting.
But the point is, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're watching TV, if you're dealing with your children, if you're working, there are things happening in your life that you can draw from to write songs about, and that's kind of how it works. And that's how it worked with this song.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next week is going to be episode 4. Do we know yet what that's going to be?
Nary a clue, but we've got plenty to choose from.
Yeah, that's right. There's going to be 12 of these. So tune in next week. See the next one. Please tell all your friends. We'd love to see you at the next one.
Yeah, share everything and all that bric-a-brac. Smith and Calvert.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.